Me on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. I'm Adeni Aji Shafe. What a match there, or rather game. A lot of people that follow tennis will actually love to say this concerning that player called Carlos Alcaraz, who could not defend that particular trophy he won last time. Well, he fought hard, but he lost to Rublev. We'll start with that particular story. Madrid Open title defense. Rublev ends Alcaraz's dream, and Sabalenka cruises to semi-final. Well, taking place over there in Madrid, Spain, where tennis players are fighting for honors. But right now, Rublev has actually defeated Alcaraz there in that particular game that you saw. A lot of people were rooting for Carlos Alcaraz. We didn't know how good he is, but he could not defend the title. Well, for women version, Sabalenka also did well, being able to defeat Andriod in her own game, where she won 6-3, 6-3 there in that particular encounter. Good one for all the winners. And also to let you know that Madrid Open is still on, and fight is still on concerning that particular competition. For Rafael Nadal, he is the king of clay, as they call it, but also he has been bundled out of this competition. Joining us in the studio to talk sport this hour is Sunday. Good to have you, Sunday.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Okay, let's talk about tennis right now. As you're talking about this, you saw that that particular game between Alcaraz and Rublev. Even though a lot of people were rooting for the home support, going for Alcaraz, but still, he lost that game.
Well, it's quite an upset, and of course, as the clay tennis championship always pan out, there are many upsets, and it's quite a big encounter, and the thrilling moments and synergy put so far by both teams and both professionals was quite an energetic one, and is indeed an encouraging one to watch. We look forward to see how Sabalenka will get to the finals and give the best of her.
Oh, you're already rooting that she's going to make it to the final. What about the semi-final? She only qualified for semi-final. What if she's defeated?
I suppose she will get the semi-final on the easy run.
Okay, we wait to see. But for Carlos Alcaraz, it was a shocking one because a lot of people were rooting for him, but he couldn't do it. Rublev, we know, as between Alcaraz and Rublev in that game, where Rublev was able to win that encounter. Well, congrats to him. Let's see what happens as they actually vibe to see how they can get to semi-final and also final of the men's open. For women, Sabalenka, a lot of people are also rooting for her. Let's see what she'll be doing. We continue to bring you updates in the world of tennis there. Now, we cross over to soccer. Football, as some people call it. Let's talk about UEFA Champions League yesterday. Dortmund versus PSG. Let's look at that story. UCL semi-final. First leg, Borussia Dortmund, PSG 1-0 in Germany. It was a game that a lot of fans, football fans, hopefully thinking that PSG would do it because they've been running after this particular title. And, well, it was a shocking one too, although not too shocking for some football pundit. Were you shocked that PSG won, rather, Dortmund won this encounter?
I wasn't shocked. It's quite expected because Borussia Dortmund have put a lot of surprises, even at the Champions League level. And of course, you can see how the Germans take football as a business. And
for Dortmund,
for PSG, 60, Borussia Dortmund 40.
Okay, let's cross over to while we're talking about still on the UEFA Champions League. We saw what happened between Real Madrid and Bayern. It actually ended a draw, a tough one. And now the second leg, it's almost the same way, just that this one they are on par.
Well, for Luis Lewandowski and a lot of these guys, they know what to do best. And for Real Madrid, like I said, these guys know the culture of football in Spain, and they are putting a whole lot of synergy to get the victory. I just believe they will be able to stand up a match in the return leg.
We are so used to Bayern Munich having Lewandowski. Lewandowski is actually with Barcelona now.
forgive my manners.
Anyway, but seriously, it's going to be a tough one because we know that coming to Madrid now at home, that's a tough one.
Heritage in Spain basically boils down to a whole lot of football culture. Is actually one of their major culture in Spain, just like the Germans. They celebrate a whole lot of football championship moment, and that is what they are looking forward to, the euphoria moment, the thrilling and exciting moment. If Real Madrid really put their tactical plans together, I believe they will get the needed victory, because the Spaniards, They want the victory, and they know how to handle it when it comes to Champions League, as far as Madrid is concerned.
Well, let's go back to this particular one, the immediate one before we talked about here. Now, this particular game, Borussia Dortmund versus PSG, particular player stood out there, Matt Hummels. Hummels did well. He got the MVP of that particular match. And a lot of people are like, wow, it seems most of the Dortmund players that left and came back, they are finding their groove. The same thing, Sancho. Sancho did so well yesterday that Man United fans were surprised. Is it the same player that was with us? I saw Rio Ferdinand's comment that the same player is everywhere. He was just everywhere, pulling down everyone, and he did so well.
Well, I think this is a recurrent occasion. The days where we have players like Kaios, number one culture.
Now, talking about the Spaniard and the Germans, a tough one there. Well, for Matt Hummels, celebrations to him for winning the man of the match. We also saw Vinicius Jr. winning between Real Madrid and Bayern there. Talking about this particular game, a tough one is going to be, but let's see what happens in the second leg, because the four teams are battle ready. 2-2 between Bayern and Real Madrid. Second leg coming up in Spain. For PSG and Dortmund, second leg coming up in France, where PSG will be rooting to see how they can upturn the table to get to the final. It's a race that must be continued, a marathon, as they call it in the world of football. I'll give you an update there in the world of UEFA Champions League semi-final first leg there. Let's cross over and talk about our own sport in Nigeria. In Nigeria, oil and gas industry games ended in Abuja. Well, let's look at how that particular encounter went down. 19th Nigeria oil and gas industry, the one they call Nogig Games. NNPC wins 2024 edition ahead of others. If you look at how it went, let's look at how the table is actually standing before Onuyenu will give us more details there. You look at NNPC Limited coming up first there, NLNG coming second with 14 gold, 20 gold went to NNPC, and they have silver 9, bronze 21, total 50. You have Shell getting 7 gold, 6 silver, 9 bronze medal 22. NCDB, Chevron, Total Energy, all of them, all the companies are participated. This is about 13 teams participating in this competition. Take us through, Sunday.
Well, for these professionals in their oil and gas field, they know what is at stake. They know, just like the theme of the championship of the 19th edition is for them to bring out empower productivity and also well-being of the athletes. These guys are professional in their oil and gas field, and they know what is at stake. Well, one has to give kudos to the LOC chairman, Dr. Ifeyinwa Mojo Ice, who happens to be the backbone behind the success of the 19th edition. And having said that, I think the NNPC contingent have what it takes to still sustain the momentum, being the fact that these guys are always proactive. They are always camping ahead of championship. We noticed when they had their NNPC Fiesta games, and of course early February, it was a glamorous moment. It was an exciting for them, and the whole fans and spectators were really thrilled. Having seen them participated in the championship, just concluded a Nogig championship, and also amassing 50 gold, 50 medals and 20 gold, of course, is not a fluke, because these guys are well prepared. They gave a whole lot of good accounts of themselves, even playing against a major rivalry in the volleyball games, where Coach Nikedwaya, aka Image Sunday, prove his technical worth by giving the volleyball team in the NNPC a good record, getting the gold medal. And of course, for Mojo Eyes and the LOC, the MOC crew, it was indeed an unprecedented outing, having seen these guys coming fairly competed, exchanging pleasantry, reuniting, and of course giving their belts. I'm also excited for Arade, who just joined the Nogig Games, who also couldn't get a medal, but at the match pass, they excitedly came out And being the fact that they couldn't even get a medal, they were able to get something home, which was a fantastic takeaway, winning the match pass. And for the golf scene, the golf event was quite an amazing one. We saw Team Shell giving in their best through their captain, and of course, Victor, their captain, Intia, and of course, Solomon Lange, their renowned champion. They put in a whole lot of synergy into this, and these guys eventually emerged victorious. NNPC did not relent. They came second overall alongside other competent opponent. And the exciting part is seeing Team NNPC getting the third place in the football match, being the fact that they had a goalless draw, eventually getting their chances right in the football outing. And of course, a bronze is also a welcoming development for them, for the likes of Mr. Edet and Co, who happens to do a whole lot of soccer magic to get the third place. Kudos to them. I'm super excited for NLG2, who did a whole lot of work in the table tennis angle, and of course squash. These guys are professionals. They did not just give in their best in this sporting event, such as swimming, such as volleyball, such as football. They also give in their best in terms of increasing the GDP of the country, and it's quite a fantastic one, seeing the Nogig 19th edition finish in a successful note.
Well, that's just to talk about Nogig games that has to do with the Nigerian oil and gas industry, not just to do the oil and gas business. They also can do sport. That's why sport is so important to everyone. Like we always say, that sport is fitness and business. You can see now, even though they work NNPC, Shell and all the companies, they still have the time to get together and compete in different sports. And in fact, next one, they said they will add more sporting moment into that competition, the 20th edition that will be coming up. Just to take you through that particular event, right now we cross over to football. Let's talk about the President's FA Cup, the one they call President Federation's Cup. Bender Insurance edged Stormers to zoom into round of 32. 64 teams are participating in the men's version. Some have played yesterday. We look at the result of the President FA Cup. Round of 64, result 1. Let's look at it. Aqua United pipped Solution FC to qualify for round of 32. Shooting South of Ibadan against Solution FC went on penalty and they were able to win. Kebbi United 2-1 against Eden Stars. Nasarawa United also pipped FC Bako to qualify for round of 32. Kwara United 4-1 against Rovers FC, where Emmanuel Ogbole scored a hat-trick. Sporting Supreme 3-0 against PCM. Oshu United 2, EFCC 4. And they qualified there. After all, they have to they need to win that
well,
game.
I think the upset is EFCC getting a chance
to defeat Oshu United, right? Of
course. I just believe these guys continue their winning streak and come back to the Premier League.
Now, Beyond Limits also fought hard. 7-goal thriller, but Hamola FC won 4-3 there. Let's look at the other result in the President Federation Cup. Ikorodu City 3-0 against Green Beret. Green Beret belongs to the Nigerian Army team. Bender Insurance, the one we talked about earlier, 1-0 against Thomas FC. Coal City 3-0 against Ekiti Feeders. ABS of Ilorin defeated Zamfara United 1-0 to qualify for round of 32. El Kanemi Warriors 2, Adamimogo FC 0. While Katsina United actually went on rampage 7-1 against Duse Strikers. What happened to the Strikers there? Gombe United 3, Karim United 1. Gombe United triumphing in that particular encounter to also make it to round of 32 in the Federation score.
Indeed, a fantastic one for Katsina United, having a 8-goal thriller over their opponents. I wish they sustain the momentum.
Well, when it comes to this Federation Cup, it's tough because you lose the game, you are out.
Absolutely, and
it's a one-off.
That's when the experience counts. Even though you might be in the MPFA, you can easily lose out, and it will look shambolic for you.
Now, talking about this, women will be playing today alongside the men too. They will be filing out to see how they can complete. Women are playing in round of 32 to go to round of 16, while the remaining part of the 64 matches for men will be completed today. For us to actually give you updates concerning those matches across Nigeria, it's getting interesting. The oldest competition in Nigeria there, now tagged President Federation's Cup across the nation. Well, quickly, let's go on a short break to let you have a feel concerning the NBA. Games are really getting tougher now. Let's have this, then we'll come back and talk about the NBA games.
6 to shoot. Maxey. The EFIS from Tyrese Maxey going high on the 8-point lead for New York. 5 seconds to go first half. Maxey using the screen. Maxey accelerates all the way. The layup goes at the buzzer. Knicks are 1 of 5 from the field in the third. Maxey turns on the Jets. He's got the angle to put Philadelphia in front by 2. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth. Philadelphia 74, the Knicks 72. Cross and sauce. Tyrese Maxey drains the 3. Embiid, kick, Maxey, money.
And we saw the angle from here. I mean, that shot, as soon as it left his hand.
Knicks lead by 5. Maxey to pull up, it's good, and a foul. Sixers aren't going away.
And how they represent this franchise.
And now they're just trying to get to the finish line and wrap up this series. Maxey floats it up and in, plus the foul.
How about this shot? The degree of difficulty. I mean, you got Mitchell Robinson there in your face, kind of leans in, able to concentrate. The
starts for Ivica Zubac. Doncic working his way, bad knee and all, and he goes over man with that sweet fadeaway against the defense of Amir Coffey. Shot clock is at 7. Doncic getting a screen from Lively and takes it in. Up for Lively, who climbs the ladder and gets the 2. Rated offense this past season, Harden triple. He bumps right there into the defense of Jones. Down court it goes for Jones, who climbs it again and puts it through, and Jones with a couple inside to tie it at 23. Doncic, he'll take it down court, surging by man, takes it inside. Plumlee is there and just tosses it up and in. Zubac's out there, he might like that matchup. Let's see if he tries to exploit. Stopping, starting, backing up, and knocking down the J. Timeout taken. Here's Doncic wheeling inside in traffic.
What a game there. NBA getting so hot up over there in America. We just quickly look at the NBA playoff before we wrap it up on the show. Let's look at the result. We saw those games, interesting games, at least over there in the Eastern Conference and also Western Conferences, where those 2 games were played. Miami Heat 84-118 against Boston Celtics, while Dallas Mavericks, they really showed their class against Los Angeles Clippers there. Well, you can't take anything from Doncic. Fantastic players. Sunday Onienu, especially the Dallas Mavericks versus LA Clippers game.
Well, it reminds us of the days of the German superstar, like we all know him. He was there for Dallas all through his playing career, even just like John Vick, who is currently doing the great job now. For Derek Nowitzki, he was indeed a veteran, and he has been a whole lot of inspiration to these current NBA players. Well, I think I'm also excited for the fact that the Eastern Conference is quite a challenging end to, where Boston Celtics is giving a good account of themselves. Well, the playoffs, I think that's what differentiates the real professionals from the real professionals, or the most sustainable teams in basketball from the, can I say, less resilient one. Let's see how the playoff goes. With time, perhaps the Clippers will step up. They have James Harden and co. I just believe they get their footing right.
Well, from the way it is right now, at times almost up there. Looking at the West Conference there, Thunder against Pelicans is done. You can give it a Thunder. For Eastern Conference, Celtic Heat. And for Celtic, they've done it. You also look at LA Clippers, Dallas Mavericks, well, 3-2. Well, try to force that game there. Cavaliers, Orlando Magic also first one. Timberwolves against Phoenix Suns, done deal. For Bucks against Pacers, well, still anything can still happen. You look at Nuggets against Lakers, done deal. And for Knicks, New York Knicks against 76ers also. You just saw all those games there. Just to give you update concerning the NBA as we went down. Just all the games that have been played, both in the Western and Eastern conferences there in the NBA. A big one. Hopefully, let's see the best team that will actually win this particular one there. It's getting much more interesting every day. With Sunday Onienu, I want to appreciate you for coming on the show.
It's always a pleasure having me.
Okay, I'm Adeni Aji Shafe. Thanks for watching.